We are the Nerd Eternal Network.
Do y'all remember where we left off last time?
Nope.
I believe that we had taken care of a small gray goo problem at a research facility, and then bailed on a bunch of reporters before we could actually give them a team name because we hadn't figured out what our team name was.
We were trying to figure out a base situation.
Yeah, that too.
Alright. So, everybody, you all see this.
A bed and breakfast?
What's it called?
A studio apartment.
Yes, yeah.
This is Launch's apartment. You had
Oh, it's so quaint.
you had discussed, well, you know, when you got full life support, you actually got to eat or sleep, you know. It's just for appearances. Because you had made some comment about being able to use your apartment.
Yep.
So when we started today, the three of y'all are sitting around Launch's apartment discussing names, possible bases of operation. Since, you know, you're in an apartment building, it'd probably be a little too obvious to use this as a permanent base. But so has anybody put any thought into team names?
Shit.
Should have had my iPad, my little sound effect thing with the crickets.
I'm still in favor of the Man for Justice division, but that does sound a bit authoritarian. The whole division aspect of it.
You better hurry before the press starts referring to you as the Manfred Four. Which sounds like an outlaw gang from the Old West or something. Has anybody put any thought into what sort of facility you could use as the base?
Nope. I thought most of this group was poor.
You know, we really haven't discussed in detail what any of you do for a living. The professor, I think, works at a lab. I can't remember. Anna, did you ever say what Launch does?
Nothing. She digs around on the internet all day.
Basically hacks bank accounts, skims
Yeah.
percents of cents.
I know that sounds mighty illegal.
It is.
I'm sure an alien AI could work up some great spam bots and, you know, send out spam emails all day.
Those little clickbait articles on Facebook make a killer.
So we'll just put her profession down as internet stuff.
Bane of the internet. That's her profession.
I like that. Good job, Zach.
I mean, Recluse probably has slept in 3 or 4 abandoned warehouses by the riverfront that don't get too much foot traffic, but at the same time, there's kind of a rat problem.
You didn't take care of it?
I don't eat rats. I mean, okay, yeah, I know several ways to cook a rat, but I feel like this is a little bit of a hateful comment on your part, and if we're going to be working on the same team, I'd really like a little bit more respect than that.
Who suggested he eat a rat?
What was that, Todd?
I said, who suggested that he eat a rat?
Launch.
What I mean?
He was talking about empty buildings I could hang out in. And how do I get the volume up on my phone?
Logical.
Why not just take a penny from every bank account on the planet?
Well, Launch, we've got her covered. She does internet spam bots and clickbait articles. Because, you know, the other way it's theft. And, you know, Recluse, we already had firmly established he was homeless.
I figure I do odd jobs at most.
Day labor sort of stuff.
I have a secret identity and all. Yeah.
So all your character will admit to is odd jobs.
Yeah, odd jobs, construction work. Think David Banner in the old Incredible Hulk show.
Oh, okay.
They will not know any of this because up to this point there is no implication that I'm anything except what you see.
So you had to sneak into the apartment. Well, come think of it, so would Recluse. There was a lot of sneaking going on to get into the apartment today.
Hurts my soul.
Alright. So what do y'all... Zach had the ideal for his authoritarian sounding team name. Todd, have you put any thought into it?
Which was what?
Zach, what was your team name suggestion again? Zach.
Everybody crashed.
Hello?
Are you there?
I think we lost.
This is my
Having some connection problems, I believe.
Can you hear me now?
I think we're working on it too. His video is really jumpy.
Yeah, I heard what you just said.
Okay. OBS apparently disconnected and had to reconnect too. Yeah, hang on just seconds. OBS is having to reconnect. It is always something. Alright, we have reconnected. Has my video smoothed out any?
So considering I can't see shit, I'm the wrong person to ask.
Yeah, I don't know if the live stream is working on Twitch or not. Alright, but everybody can hear me currently.
your audio and video are really choppy.
Son of a bitch.
I can actually hear you just fine.
Well, you can hear me because we're going to the phone.
Yeah, I know, because I'm listening to your phone.
Anyway, Zach, if you can hear me, what I was asking was, could you repeat the team name suggestion you had?
Was that for me? Yeah.
Yeah.
The authoritarian one we were talking about? The Manford Justice Division.
Okay. Todd hadn't quite heard what you'd said, so.
The man for what?
Justice Division.
Justice
No.
Does sound like she'd be walking around in black boots and helmets that way.
Yeah, it sounds kind of Nazi-ish.
I don't know. You know, Nazi might be going a little far. Brian
Judge Dredd.
Brian Singer, X-Men at least. And OBS
Those
don't.
weren't the- Do we really want to emulate those?
No, we do not.
Blandford Better Future Society. A bit wordy.
Those four guys.
Oh, guys.
Good point.
Not hero squad or the squad or something, short to the point. Gender neutral.
Alright, we'll put it on the back burner for now.
Sorry.
It's not like I've come up with anything, so. As far as bases, you could squat in abandoned buildings that Recluse are familiar with. You have made friends with a CEO. You could always ask if he knew of any, unused facilities. That runs the risk of him knowing where y'all are at, though.
Yeah, I don't really like the idea of tying ourselves too heavily to him, because he seems really shady. Very nice, but very shady. It's always the nice one. Like Lex Luthor in a Hawaiian shirt. That's kind of how I see it.
He was wearing an apron and working on a car. Alright, y'all had swapped contact information with each other. You had the little, throwaway flip phones. And I think you had given your contact information to Foresight.
Yeah, I think so.
So while y'all are sitting around discussing names, Recluse keeps throwing them out, people keep vetoing them, but making no suggestions of their own. Professor Putty had to work that day, so he isn't here to throw in his 2 cents. While this is going on, you get a phone call. Or I should say a text, because it hits all 3 of y'all's flip phones at once.
Okay.
It's from Foresight, rather. And there's an agreed upon kind of code phrase that it starts with to let you know that it's actually him. Nothing real obvious, it's just the particular greeting he uses. He tells you he has lost contact with a group of safe houses in the northern part of Manford, in the residential section, and is asking you to please go check on them.
Bring the sex back. Head in there right away.
He thanks you. He says he'd do it himself, but he is currently out of town. So let's see. All of y'all have travel powers, I believe.
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure how well Recluse's works once you get to the residential section, but it's kind of like Spider-Man out in the woods. All right. So you head out. All right, does everybody see this map?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
she's ahead, he wants pets. Oh, Jesus, we're in suburbia.
Well, you know, you're just on the north edge of town.
Oh, I see us. Oh, there we go. We're in a field.
Yeah, that's just where I threw your miniatures down to, so I'd already have them picked out and ready to go. You would actually be entering... Well, actually, y'all don't have to follow the roads. So really, y'all could come in from any angle you wanted to.
I mean, which house is it? Or do we know?
Well, it's a group of them, actually.
Ah.
You see where I'm pinging here?
Uh-huh.
Nope.
We'll zoom out some.
I've zoomed out way out. Where the hell are you?
Should be a little green ring appearing.
Yeah, I ain't seeing shit. I'm not seeing markers. I'm not seeing anything. I've got it to a 20% view, so I'm pretty much seeing the whole map, I do believe.
It's kind of that middle street area.
Okay, I see. Alright, I see.
So it's like, you know, 4 or 5 houses here in this this little cul-de-sac. Like I said, y'all can be coming in from about any angle. So let me move y'all over here. Sans Professor Putty.
And which was the closest house? This one?
Hang on, I zoomed in. Let me zoom back out. Yes, that's probably the closest one to where y'all are at.
Okay, so just making this, throwing this out there. Maybe we should like go down this way and kind of go along the back fences and then jump it when we get to the house we want. Just so we're avoiding all this BS down here.
You're superheroes. BS is what you're about.
Well, that's a lot of BS.
It's a fair amount.
Week at least.
It's a fair amount. Alright. Alright. You should all have control of your tokens. They're over here at the beginning of the street. Looking down the street from here, you can see this large truck.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of parked where it's blocking the street. You can see these guys moving around. Give me well. Y'all are a little ways off from. Give me awareness roll to see if you recognize them.
Okay. First one is Anna.
Hey, not bad.
What were we supposed to roll? Awareness?
Yes, Todd, roll awareness.
God. Bad kitten.
Alright, launch
Seeing
and
who the
Recluse.
parents are.
Launch and Recluse, you immediately realize that these are more of the Mott troopers that you ran into back when you first met Forsyth. You know, anti-mutant, anti-alien, anti-anything that's not baseline human. So probably they won't like any of y'all.
Cat's being a little brat. Sorry. Oh, fun. More of these guys.
Todd, with your awareness, you spot 11 of them moving around.
Mm-hmm.
You immediately recognize that the two by the truck have those grenade launchers they were using.
Uh-huh.
All the rest of them are just armed with the little assault rifles. And presumably the darts and the gauntlet. Because you spot that the gauntlet looks the same.
Okay. Well, I'll go after the ones by the truck then. Because I can likely take the damage the best.
And let me throw out just a couple of randoms. Civilians. They seem to be pulling people out of the houses. And moving them towards the truck. Let's see, she looks normal. She looks fairly normal. Let's see. Alright, so each of these little civilian guys, they represent more than one person. There's little clusters, little family groups. Todd, you're pretty sure that you hear people already moving around inside the truck.
Okay.
It's hard to tell that distance, but you are almost supernaturally aware of your surroundings. So. Let me go grab the other phone. This one's getting low. So anyway, give me initiative rolls, which would be your coordination.
Recluse is the one who rolled a 5.
Oh, okay. Well, Anna's is pretty distinctive since she built the roll thing to include her military training.
Yep. Because I forget.
It's easy to do. And I better roll for the troopers. Alright, so you guys have a turn. All the troopers will roll together since they're mooks. Alright, so they got 7. Launch got a 9. Recluse got the 5. And Myrmidon got the 10. Sort in descending order. Alright, top of the order is the mighty Myrmidon. What are you doing, Myrmidon?
What'd you say?
I said you're up. What are you doing?
popping up here.
Okay. Using your
I go
burn.
by the ground and I do my usual. Rejoice, for this day Mother Earth is giving you a hero of a legend.
A couple of the prisoners actually cheer.
And, remember when we watched Death of Superman? Remember what Doomsday did to that one cop where he kicked the police car into it?
Yes.
Isn't that a cop between me and this dude right here?
You mean right
Isn't
here?
that a car? Yeah. There's a truck, and then there's a dude, and then there's me.
Yep, that is somebody's parked car.
Yes, I'm going to kick said car. Hold on. Are these people? Are they droids?
Where at?
The things we're fighting.
That's these little silver helmeted guys. They are people in body armor.
Oh, they're people.
Yeah.
Ah, hell. My connection just dropped. It says on here. Let me see. I'm going to try to reload it.
Alright.
The connection is a server. There's no internet connection. Why is there no internet connection? I'm pretty sure I'm connected. And I'm connected. What the hell is the problem? Yeah, it's saying this thing has kicked me off the internet for some reason.
Alright, well, while you're fiddling with that, then we'll move on to the next person.
Yeah.
Launch, you're up.
I want to disable the truck they're putting the people in. So I can make it change.
Okay, how do you want to do that?
Probably either disabling one of the front wheels or one of the drive wheels. You know, I don't know, it's like an 18-wheeler or an actual solid piece vehicle.
Think of it more like a big U-Haul truck. You know, it's not quite an 18-wheeler, but it's more like one of the big U-Hauls.
Is she strong enough to break the drive shaft?
Peak human.
Because I'm supposed to have like Captain America-like strength, so like slightly above average, I think was the verdict.
Well, you're just
You're like peak human.
yeah, you're like one. You're like one rank shy of actual super strength.
Okay, I'm back.
Yay!
So yeah, you'd have the potential to. You'd have to roll for it, but
What do I roll?
because your strength is what, a 6?
Yep.
All right, so you would leap down by the vehicle itself. Yeah, you want to go ahead and move your token? Or I can. It don't matter.
Yeah, sorry. Which one's the yellow one?
Yeah.
Where's it here?
And you have got tech skills, so you're not going to have any trouble knowing what it is you're trying to break, or finding what it is you're trying to break. So just give me a straight strength roll.
Okay.
Nice.
Alright. This would be steel or iron, but it's not like a wall of the stuff, so we'll drop it down to that.
Hold on, y'all. I'm about to mute real quick for a second.
Alright, no problem.
Had to banish the dogs.
Ah. You reach under there, you give the drive shaft a good yank, and you feel something snap. You don't think the shaft itself broke, but somewhere where it connects on one end or the other has snapped loose.
Okay, that works.
Yeah, this
Not gonna move.
thing ain't going anywhere until they get a tow truck or do some serious repair. All right, Todd, you said you were reconnected?
Yep.
All right, what would you like to do to these poor people just defending humanity?
Yeah, I think I'm still gonna kick the car into that guy.
Okay. Give me a coordination then. Or prowess. You're right next to him, so it's not really a ranged attack exactly.
This is not a...
Damn, that was low.
Well, you rolled a 1, so yeah.
Yeah.
What did you roll? Prowess or coordination?
Coordination.
Okay. In that case, he defends with his coordination, which is, his lowest stat. How about that?
Yep, that's still good enough.
You come up out of the ground, you say that, he turns around and looks at you. You visibly looked at the car and then up at him and kind of smirked, which gave him just enough warning to basically jump up, so when you kick the front of the car and it kind of spins around at him, it's almost like he's sliding across the hood. But
Okay.
he's not moving so much as the car is moving under him. He has this sort of panicked look on his face, but also like surprise, like he can't believe that worked. And it is the trooper's turn. Todd, the one in front of you, shoots at you with his guns while he's running away. So give me a coordination to dodge it. He moves over there closer to the civilians. You feel a few of the bullets kind of graze you, but nothing that's going to do any damage.
Cool enough.
Even were you a completely unarmored person, it's basically just the bullets flicking your clothes. This one here is going to take a step. Basically gets up on the porch of the house like he's trying to find some cover and takes a shot at Launch.
Ouch. What do I need to roll?
Coordination.
Coordination?
Let me
What
look.
coordination? Do you have any, like, do you have a roll built for dodging or anything like that? Do not believe so. I got it. Okay. So, yeah. Yep, it just be straight coordination. Oh. Hi.
Wow, y'all keep tying these guys. You feel a bullet pass through your hair as you're jumping out of the way. It's like you jerk to the side, and so when your hair swings out, the bullet kind of goes through that. This one down here will also take a shot at Todd. That'd be a coordination. You definitely step aside. And his bullets. Let's see. Yeah, they go down the street. You don't know where they wind up. If this were a grittier game, I would come up with what a buddy of mine did for a game where you had the random bystander table for any time shots went wild. But that's not really the flavor of this. Alright, this guy here. Get back where I can click. He has got somebody that he's hauled out of the house. He positions that guy kind of in front of him and is shooting around him. So he has got basically a human shield. And he is taking a shot at... he's got a good view of either one of you, but that one's shooting through a crowd, so he will shoot at launch.
Yep. Here's my coordination roll.
Yes, it is a coordination roll versus his guns.
What the hell is with Roll20's dice roller today?
I don't know, but he's
I'm
having
gonna
fun.
Well, I kind of am, because that's like part of my offensive strength. Dodging.
In the entire campaign so far, I have not managed to shoot her with a gun or punch her with something where she can absorb it.
No, I got to use it once. Someone shot a grenade launcher at me. Yeah.
Oh, did you? That's right, you did absorb the grenade. I forgot about that. But that was an area effect, so they weren't actually having to hit you specifically. Alright, this next guy comes running up around the crowd. He snatches this guy and does the same old human shield thing with him. And he'll shoot at launch too. Just because Myrmidon looks like somebody that might be bulletproof.
Well, there we go.
Alright, 7, 8, 9. So I only beat you by 2, so it's a solid hit, but no stuns or staggers or any of that stuff.
Who did you shoot?
He was shooting launch.
Okay.
Alright. So how much is your kinetic absorption? Looks like 5 ranks. Alright, 5 ranks. His gun is doing 4, so you have 4 ranks that you have absorbed. So you now have a 4-rank blast that you can fire out at your choosing.
Okay. How close is it like a range thing? How far is it? I mean, how does this work? Because the last time I used this, I was right in the guy's face, I think.
It is ranged. Well, I labeled all my tags, but I don't know where range would be. Because you've only got 3 or 4 range bands, so anything you're shooting kind of on the street here is let me find it. Because the ranges basically go touch where you're like just, you know, on a tabletop map, it'd be like if you were base to base, you know, touching. Then you've got a distance of where you can take a couple of steps to reach somebody. The next range out, it's like where it would take you a turn to get to them. Let's see, level, distance.
Yeah.
Page 12. Yeah, nobody you're shooting on here is going to be an issue.
Okay.
If you're trying to shoot somebody the next street over, there'd probably be some range penalties. You know, about the same as their guns or whatever. Alright, that was everybody there.
You would be awesome. You had a conical effect.
Mm.
On your way up here, so I'll zoom in when you move.
Thank you.
Alright, this guy advances up. He has also taken a hostage, and he will fire at Todd. Alright, Todd, give me a coordination.
Okay, hold on.
Alright, he don't even come close to you.
Can't be comfortable.
You get this whole squad that was centered down here at the end of the cul-de-sac. They all come running up. But they were far enough away, they basically spend their entire turn just getting up close and taking, you know, cover around some of the corners of buildings and whatnot. Recluse, you're up.
Alright, Recluse is basically just going to use his webs to zip line from house to house and land on top of the human trafficking truck. And oh, sorry, you're fine, dear. Land down here in the classic superhero pose and shouts, "The emissary from hell! Hell's here, you goose-stepping bastards!" And
What you laughing at, Todd? Sometimes he's Spider-Man, sometimes he's Spawn, whatever.
no, it's a Spider-Man reference. It's a Spider-Man reference. Alright, which of these guys has the grenade launchers?
Well, that's a good question since I started moving everybody around.
Me and you didn't.
There you go, no people.
Grenade launchers. Only Todd did.
Once you're up this close, it's pretty obvious.
Okay. Yeah, I would think so.
Oh, there we go. Do we have something that looks like an explosion that I can mark them with?
I'm trying to think what you're talking about.
Alright, do you see where I put the little token on this guy?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Little skull mushroom cloud thing?
Mm-hmm.
That is what I'm going to use to mark the grenade launcher guys. The right button, you. Alright. So it is this guy here in the middle of the street that ran away from Todd, and then this guy over here that was shooting at Anna to begin with.
They both have grenade launchers.
Yes. They've got the assault rifles like everybody else too, which is what they used while y'all were close up to them. It's also probably why they started getting some distance.
Yep, we want to engage with those two, particularly. You don't want them using, grenade launchers in a neighborhood.
And Zach, when you land on the roof of the van, it shakes a little bit as you land on top of it. You hear kind of whimpering and mumbling from inside. So you know there are people inside.
Okay. So, because Recluse believes reads Injustice for the Forgotten, I'm going to tap that, burn a determination point
Okay.
to snare both grenade launchers with my web.
Okay. You've got the fast attack power, so that's multiple targets is not a problem. And you are basically using your snare, your webbing rather, to do.
To disarm them. It's part of the binding power.
Yeah, but it's essentially the action you're taking is a grab, where you're trying to snatch something out of their hands. So since you got fast attack, give me 2 separate attacks on them. You use.
Ow! So what do you roll? Cover over the 10 and I'll show you. Nice.
Very all right. And they oppose that with. They oppose it with their strength. So how strong are these guys? There's the first one. And the second one.
I think D20's dice are loaded. They are.
It's hitting an odd little stretch today. And you were targeting specifically the grenade launchers, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yeah, the grenade launchers are hanging at their side. You hit it with the webs, give a good strong pull, which breaks the straps they were both hanging from, and they go flying up. You can either catch them if you want to, or you can just kind of fling them up over your back and out of the way.
I am absolutely catching both of them. Absolutely.
So you're sitting there basically holding 2 grenade launchers by the barrels. And
You
they
can't just run away now.
they look startled. And we'll take that icon off. And then we're back to the top of the order, which is Todd as the Myrmidon. So what are you doing, Todd?
Well, I'm going to start handing out Christmas presents. Specifically,
It's always beautiful whenever I see it.
Alright, so that'll be prowess. He's not happy about it, but he accepts your gift. And that's not the one I'm looking for. That's not the one I'm looking for. Outcomes, that's what I'm looking for. My tabs are finally doing me some good as I finally went and labeled all the tabs. Alright, so you beat him by 3, which makes it a major success. That is a slamming attack, so a major success. The target goes flying off the next range, typically from close to extended. All right, Todd, you basically run up on him, and he sees you coming. He was backing away from you, watching the entire time, and you just hear from him, no, 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 and then he goes arcing all the way back into this yard at the end of the cul-de-sac. So If he wanted to, he could get up and he could move back to right where he was next turn, but that'd be all he could do because of the distance.
Hell, where'd he go? Oh, damn.
Now, that also, of course, does damage. Alright, what is this? And you've got 8,
9.
Oh, that's right, you're 9 armored up. Oh, technically the slamming would not take effect until after we had determined how much damage he took. And he'd have to make a roll to kind of resist. It's not really an issue with this guy. Another brick would probably still be standing there. Alright, so 9. He's got his armor knocks 1 of that off, so he takes 8. Minus 8. And if you zoom in on him, you'll see where the outline of his bar is empty. And then he's got a big red bar on the outside, kind of on the opposite end. Because apparently Roll20's little life bars will go into the negatives. So you have knocked him clean out with the 1 lick. And visibly sent him flying where everybody else can... What the crap? I changed 1 token and every token changed a match. That ain't how that's supposed to work.
Huh. You can talk for free, can't you?
Essentially, I mean...
Well, when I knock this dude down the street and send him flying like that, I basically go, surrender. Your pathetic power is too weak to face the mountainous might of the Myrmidon.
Alright, some of them will be making willpower checks next round to just see if they've still got any fight in them. Launch, you're up.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Can my blast power go through multiple targets?
That is an interesting question. Let me look and see if you've got any extras on there. Absorb, kinetic, blast, line of sight. Alright, as you've got it built, your blast is a single target. You can, however, spend a determination point, tap a quality, and basically do a power stunt.
Yes, that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to tap offensive subroutines.
Sounds applicable?
Now, I can... okay, so I'm going to move over here. And I'm going to blast these 3 guys. Oh my god.
It's like you're like...
I honestly don't expect it to hit all 3 of them, but, you know, whatever I can get.
It's like you're lining up a pool shot. There you go. Alright, give me... area effect is usually how you'd handle this. Go ahead and just give me the attack roll, and I'll roll each of them individually. Probably just the easier way to do it.
That's prowess, right?
Coordination, because it's technically a ranged attack. Alright.
Alright.
Alrighty. The first guy just takes the normal damage. And you're doing 4. Because I have messed up these tokens, so if I change the life on one of them, it changes on all of them. Oh, That's way too much health for these guys, but I pulled up Anna's sheet, not their sheet. Alright, so 4 damage. They've got damage resistance of 1 for their armor. Alright, so he takes some damage. These next 2 have to make... Come on now, why do I keep closing the bad guys when I need them? Alright. Alright, both of them take the full damage and go flying.
Might be best for them to fall down.
Oh, they have fallen down. Believe me, they fell down.
A wink to the guy that's still standing there.
Oh, excuse me, I moved them back too far. There is a fence right here that they hit. You know, cheap wooden fence, nothing too fancy. It knocks the fence down, but it does stop them from going any further than that. Then after Anna, it is the trooper's turn. So the one right in front of you, Anna, has got to make a will save. Well, that shows how much D&D I play. He has to roll his wisdom to make sure he can suck it up and keep fighting.
Poor guy. He's had a rough day.
Anna, if you would give me a willpower roll, and we'll make that his opposing value.
His wife left him and his dog died. Then he's coming down with the flu.
He runs back here, through the hole his buddy's knocked in the fence, and out of sight.
They're leaving?
One of them is.
Some kind of poke.
Alright, we're just going to use your 9 for all of these guys then.
I appreciate that.
Well, you know, if they were all named villains, I'd be rolling individually. You know, there'd be more rolls, but for mooks, eh. One of the guys that got knocked into the fence staggers up and takes a few steps towards you and will open fire. The other one gets up and follows his fleeing companion. So you get, he'll make about half that distance and then shoot at you. Ooh, that's a nice roll. Give me a coordination to avoid it, or you can choose to just stand there and take it. It occurs to me we've had you dodging all these times when you probably wouldn't be bothering to dodge guns.
Who you talking to?
Beg pardon?
Oh, you talking to me?
No, I'm talking to Anna right now.
Okay.
I didn't hear you.
Oh. One of them shot at you. You can make a coordination to dodge, or you can choose to just stand there and take it. It's just occurred to me that we keep having you roll to dodge these guys when you probably wouldn't be bothering to.
I'm gonna take it.
Alright, you got another 4 ranks to play with then.
Do I need to roll something or?
No, I think the absorption's automatic. I'll double check right quick. Yeah, it's just automatic when it hits you. It's like damage reduction that gives you an extra boost of some sort. But there's no visual something to let anybody know you're absorbing anything. As far as they're concerned, the bullet's just hitting you and falling off, and you're just blasting. Alright. The former grenade launching guy back here will shoot at Recluse. If you would give me a coordination or danger sense, whichever it is that you use, Zach.
Whoa, hold on, that seems kind of.
Sweet mercy, man.
7. What's the 7 from?
Oh, hold on, man. I need to lower my modifier to dodge.
Why do you have a modifier?
It's because keying off danger sense on that athletic club, you should be a 6, but because there's that add thing right there, so
Oh, you deleted it?
because
You just automatically add it all together in your modifier.
yeah, and so that's why it's a huge number. All right, this is the actual dodge roll.
Okay. Again, maybe some bullets graze you slightly, but nothing that causes any damage. Just enough that you know how close the shots came. Some of the people inside the truck scream as the bullets go whizzing by. This one here shoots at Anna. And let me check something. Since you've already used your absorption, let me see if you can. Alright. Alright. So you gonna absorb that one as well?
So I can stack them?
I believe so. What I'm going to the rules are kind of vague. What I'm going to rule is that they'll stack, but you can still only release up to your rank in the power at one time.
Okay. Then, yes, I'm gonna take it.
You know, which still means you can release 5 next time instead of the usual the 4. So
So I can, like, if I don't use the whole amount I've absorbed, I can use the rest the next time? Or is it just a one-shot deal?
it's supposed to be the next round.
Okay.
So any excess just bleeds. You still absorb it; it still protects you, but the rest of it will just kind of bleed off.
Okay, that makes sense.
Alright, this guy here with the hostage backs up and fires at Todd.
The fool just asked to get knocked out.
This one right here.
Oh, that was dumb. I wasn't gonna go after him. How much damage the guns do in this game?
The assault rifles they've got are doing 4.
Is that enough to mess me up?
Let me look at your alternate form. You have an alternate form of 5, which basically gives you a 5 damage reduction.
Yeah, let them shoot me then.
Alright, it just pings off. Yeah, for their guns to hurt you, they would have to tap aspects or something to boost their damage.
Okay.
Because when you tap an aspect to give yourself a plus, the +2, that can be on the stat you're rolling or the effect, either one.
Gotcha.
You have to pick which one when you're using it. But so they could be trying to shoot you in the open mouth or in the eye or something, and in hopes of that working. But I'm not sure any of their aspects would actually help. None of their aspects would help with that. And they don't know what your aspects are to try to tap one of those. But as you get more famous, people might start figuring out some of yours. Alright, this guy down here. Is shooting at Recluse. Well, no, take that back. Todd's too close and intimidating. So yeah, another string of bullets ricochets or bounces off of you, Todd.
Okay.
Next round, he'll throw his gun just to make you duck.
Yeah, if he throws his gun, I'll roll a coordination.
Oh yeah, these people haven't got a chance to go yet, but yeah, no, they're still pretty much surrounded, so they're not going to try to run yet. Zoom out here. Wow, there's just not as many guys as there was a while ago. So that leaves me these 3 back here that have not gone yet. There should be some sort of group fire, since it is obvious by this point.
Guns don't work.
Yeah, basically. Alright, now maneuvering. Alright, one of these 3 guys all kind of just run up. They group together, and one of them basically tells them to concentrate fire on his face. So these 3 guys here are all basically going to be trying to shoot Todd in the face. They're going to essentially tap their quality, only pure humans or people. Todd is clearly not a pure human.
Okay.
And since this would essentially be them burning a determination point, that means Todd gets a determination point. Since they're NPCs and he's the one they're using it against.
Woohoo!
effectively what they're going to do is they're all going to shoot the bump, the +2 bump. They're going to apply to their damage as opposed to the rolls to try to hit.
Okay.
So then all 3 of them take their shot. Alright, dodge a 7, Todd. For some reason, when you hear "shoot him in the face," you duck to the side. So the first guy misses you. Alright, dodge a 5. Using a coordination, of course. That's a
Nice.
Well, you're certainly doing what I'm telling you to do. Don't dodge an 8. And now you're not listening. So what the rest of y'all see are these 3 guys run up, and one of them shouts, "Shoot him in the face!" And then it's like Todd is just whipping his hair back and forth. Or whipping his head back and forth. He's bald in this form. You know. If he had some 80s hairband hair, it'd be all over the place.
Dad, does that mean he has a spidey sense too?
Well, that or he just heard them when they screamed what to do. Recluse, you're up.
Alright. No, you're fine. Alright, first thing I do is very quickly wet the straps of the grenade launchers back together. Sling them over my shoulders. And then I'm just gonna throw myself at this guy.
Alright. We won't say disposing of the grenade launchers. We'll say that don't take an action because they're in your hands and you're just kind of.
Pretty much.
Alright, you are flailing wildly. Oh, I'm sorry, I rolled the wrong thing. That was his coordination. I need to roll his prowess. Hang on.
Even worse.
And prowess is a higher stat. Alright, so you beat him by 4. Alright, it still falls under major. You got super strength, so I would consider that a slamming attack. Just because I like knockback. Alright. And what is your strength, Zach?
7.
That's right, you are actually superhumanly strong. So take 1 off, so he's essentially taking 6. Now, are you landing in front of him and punching forward, or are you coming down on top of him and kind of punching down?
Lying in front of him and just slamming both my fists straight into his gut.
Alright. He breaks through the front of the house and is laying in someone's living room.
Wow, that is a nice TV in there. And, oh, right, fight. There's fight.
But he is definitely out. Basically, if you knock somebody into something, they don't take any extra damage. But if your strength is high enough to destroy the object, or the damage rather is high enough to destroy the object, they go through it and keep going.
That's simple enough.
Yeah. The Icons tries to include kind of your, superhero tropes, your facets of the genre without overcomplicating it too much. Alright, so that is Zachary. So we are back to the top of the order with the Myrmidon.
Which one shouted, shoot him in the face?
The guy in the front here.
Sweet. He made it all nice and convenient. I go about spark and kick that guy.
You just walk up to him. It's like he's bracing for a punch, and then you just kick him.
Yeah, you know, kind of like Hulk kicked Blonsky.
Yes.
Yeah. Just kind of come up and just all spark kick it.
All right, give me a roll. All right, see, about 2. So you kick him, and he doesn't change range bands or anything because you didn't get a major success. But realistically, you would have at least knocked him a few feet back. You know, as he tries to get out of the way, but still catches enough of the blow to send him flying 10 feet. You know, just enough to arc him over the head of the guy behind him.
It works.
Oh, and since I have not given the civilians a turn yet, this guy back here that nobody was paying attention to has run across the street and is hiding behind this house. That woman would run and hide behind the house. Or actually, she runs back inside her house. Yeah, see, this guy's being held. And this guy's indecisive, doesn't know what he wants to do. Okay. You took that one out. Launch. What would you like to do?
I'm going to kind of step to the side. And I'm even going to say that she kind of holds up her hands a little bit, like she's trying to frame a picture she's about to take. And to right here, and uses her kinetic blast to shoot these 2 guys. Right here.
Alright, so burning another determination point. Basically to make the same attack you made last time.
Yes, sir.
Ready? And you have got, okay, you've got 3 starting, so you're good there. So let me give, let's see, but it's just 2 this time, so their coordination. Alright, make your attack roll.
Here's my coordination roll. Damn.
Alright, you're doing 5 this time. You've got the 1 resistance, so they take, each of them will take 4. And this guy here, that you got a major success on, has like a strength check not to go flying.
You know, I think that's going to be my pose whenever I do that attack from now on. Framing a picture. I like it.
Alright, Anna, give me a D6 roll. And it's plus 5 the damage.
Okay, D6. Oh, that's just a D6.
Okay.
Figure out how to use this thing again. D6.
Well, that's fine. We can just add the 5 to it, so that's a 10.
Well, okay, well, same thing.
Alrighty.
D20.
Which, you know, beats the 4, so he goes flying over, bounces off the edge of this van parked in this driveway, and just lands in a heap in the yard. He is not completely out, though. You see him kind of, you know, rolling over. He don't seem in a real hurry to get back up, but he is still obviously conscious. And then it's the trooper's turn. This guy here doesn't even have to make a wisdom save or a will check. He attempts to shoot you as he's running away. I'm going to assume that you just absorb it.
Yeah.
Alright, so that means you're sitting at 4 absorbed right now.
Okay.
This one here. He screams, Joe had the right idea! Concentrate fire! But on her, maybe she's not as tough. And these 3 guys are going to all shoot Launch. Launch, you get a, oh, crap. Since there's 3 of them doing it, I guess that means you get 3 determination points. So, yeah, because they would each be... Todd, give yourself 2 more determination points for that last attack.
Oh, nice.
Because I wasn't thinking
My
about...
arms up, kind of like in a open kind of.
Come give me a hug, sort of something.
Yes, kind of a welcome gesture.
But, because earlier when they did that with Todd, I was not thinking about the fact that that's each one of them is tapping an aspect, not just the one.
Ah.
Gonna have to rethink this strategy, because that's going to be giving y'all a lot more flexibility. All right, but let them 3 take their shots. Okay, now when I push the button, it's supposed to pop up in the chat. What's going on? Can y'all still hear me, or have I disconnected again?
I ain't hear you, but you know, I'm on.
Starting it again. Can y'all hear me now? Anna, Zach?
She's typing.
Do what now?
I said, she typing. She just typed man down.
Yep, never mind. I just got the not connected thing again. And I'm getting the same letter. God damn, can I not have one day where this shit will fucking work? If you would be so kind as to type in and tell them I'm doing the modem thing again, because that seemed to work for a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Alright, can anybody hear me now? OBS just reconnected. Anything now?
There we go.
Alright, we're back in business for a few minutes at least. I don't know what is up with my internet connection today. Alright, so I was shooting Anna 3 times, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Did those 3 rolls appear on y'all's screen?
I got a 6 and a 4.
Yeah, all 3 of them.
Oh, it is all 3? Yep.
Yeah, I got a 5 too.
Alright, a 5, a 6, and a 4.
Using gun 5,
Right.
using gun 6, and using gun 4.
Alright. So, Anna, are you going to try to dodge any of this?
I mean, is there a point to?
Well, can she see 2 of the guys?
Uh,
I mean, I guess
she knows everybody is there, yes.
Everybody but who?
No, I said you can see everybody that's there.
Okay.
You know.
No. Who's gonna tank it?
Gonna send to heaven.
Alright. So their weapons do 4. The assault rifles do 4. They are concentrating fire to give themselves basically what they were tapping the aspect for was to boost essentially the power they're using. So by focusing their fire, they're getting a little more damage out of their guns, is how it's working.
Okay.
So each shot is doing 6 damage. Because they get the plus, it's the standard +2 when you tap an aspect. Which means, if Anna is just sitting there taking it, you have an absorption of 5, so you absorb 5 from each lick.
Uh-huh.
They're doing 6, so you essentially take 1 point of damage from each of them.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's tough a little bit that time. Good job, guys.
Good job, guys. You're doing great. I actually felt that one. They don't seem overly encouraged by your reaction. That was these 3. This guy down here hears them saying that, but yeah, he can't take his eyes off Todd and that Spartan kick he just witnessed. So he is either going to run away or shoot Todd, or some combination of the 2. And that'll be versus... Alright, so that comes out dead even. So he is going to run away, but only after he shoots at Todd.
And which one is doing this?
This one down here.
Okay.
No, he's got a better idea than that, because he knows the bullets ain't doing no good. He grabs this hostage, or this innocent here.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of shoves him at you.
Mm-hmm.
And then attempts to shoot the guy.
Good lord.
These are not nice people.
Rolled a 4. I'm going to try to use my information basically to grab the dude and cover him. Put my back to the book. Still here?
Yeah, I was swapping phones, and there's that brief interference when they were both on. All right, so you were basically trying to interpose yourself.
Yep.
Is there
Okay.
any way I can burn your termination point to, like, get in the way or help him or something?
Well, that is what Todd is trying to do, and since he's closer, I'll give him the.
Because I don't know how high your other guy's going to roll, but it looks like he's going to fail launch with interfere.
Let's see: blocking, defending, escaping, grabbing, maneuvering, rushing, searching, throwing, wrestling. Come on now, I know interpose was in here because we've done it before. Interposing. All right, now the way interposing works, Todd, is you are basically giving up your next action to do this.
Okay.
It's like you're taking your action early to do it. It's got to be a target within the range of your movement, not an issue, who is targeted by an attack. You then become the target of the attack and may defend against it as a reaction, including blocking the attack. But the attacker has a +2 effort on the attack test against you. Whether the attack fails or succeeds against you, it does not affect the previous target.
Okay.
Alright. So yeah, you can do that no problem. You sacrifice the action and I'll do it. I'll show it by just swapping y'all's tokens around. So he gets a, +2 to hit. Which, doesn't really do him any good in this situation because. So the bullets race up your back, don't do anything. And he goes running away and, between the fences over here. Well, let's see. Those yards of fence off. So he only gets as far as his fence, and now he's trying to scramble over it, but that's going to take him an action, so. And I believe that is everybody still up, except these two guys back here that are still beating feet just away. And I did not mention it before, but all these guys' assault rifles all have some sort of suppressor on the front. They're not completely silent, of course, but they are not nearly as loud as they would normally be. Oh, I forgot about old boy here that bounced off the van because he's still conscious. He kind of staggers up. He's kind of wobbly. Yeah, he ain't even gonna make a roll. He's just booking it. So let me pull out where I can see a little better. So yeah, you've got 5 of them basically that are trying to run away at this point. Most of those because they've been injured and can see that their weapons are clearly not effective. And then it is Recluse's turn.
Alright,
That guy that just pushed that dude and tried to shoot him, he deserves the gift of unconsciousness.
What is it with you and to get these gifts?
I'm a giving person.
Are we saying that this right here is a car or what is it?
Yes.
The car,
Yes.
Myrmidon pushed it trying to
Ah,
hit
right,
when the
right.
fight started.
Okay, yeah, so seeing what this delightful human being down here just did, Recluse is so horrified, he's just gonna start screaming, run over here, and try to throw the car at him.
You dirty so-and-so. Ugh.
That's a good lesson.
Alright, let's see here. Where are the benchmarks? How much does a car weigh? Well, what do you know? You only need a 6 to pick up a car.
Wait, don't I have a 6?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, Captain America in the movies can hip check trucks into people, so
Yep.
Okay.
Time to mute the microphone again.
Mute the microphone so we may scold the dog.
My God, if you only need a 6 to pick up a car.
A 7.
Jesus, what am I at a 9?
At a 9, you can pick up a building.
Define building. Like, are we talking about a house, a skyscraper?
Well, the next rank up from building is mountain, so I'm assuming office building, Empire State Building.
Right.
Building's big enough to have building in the name.
Jesus.
Because keep in mind, you only go to a rank of 10, so sitting at a 9 is, pretty stout.
Yeah. What's that 10 pick up? A planet?
No, that's a mountain. 10 is a mountain.
Okay, mountain. Alright, so, let's see. Would that be a coordination roll or a strength roll?
Well, let me look up actions. Because I'm pretty sure throwing was one of those. Grabbing, escaping, rushing, searching, throwing. Alright, if you have 2 levels of strength above the level required to lift an object, you can throw it out to close distance. Every 2 additional levels of strength lets you throw it 1 more range. Okay, so you're strong to pick up a car. You can't really chunk a car any distance.
Alright.
Now, you can pick it up, walk with it, and just smack him with it.
Still works. You gotta have a turn before you can get away. Pancake him.
Myrmidon says pancaking. Oh yeah, you're plenty close enough to move to him. Keep in mind the range bands are kind of
vague because he's trying to emulate a comic book. So
right. He is not at extended range, so it's not going to take you a full action to get to him.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna heft that over my head and walk right towards him.
Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a smack.
Everything that is about to happen, you have brought on yourself. And Gordon Prowess.
Yes, it's prowess because you're using it as a hand-to-hand weapon.
Damn.
I see a smear along the wall now.
This is bad, people. This is bad. Alright, so he missed, or you succeeded by 6. 5 or more is a massive success. Alright, are you bringing it down right on top of him? Or are you swinging it like a baseball bat?
Swinging it like a baseball bat.
Alright, then we will count that as a slamming attack. And I'm going to say... Trying to think if hitting with an object is supposed to give you a bonus to damage. It seems like it would. Let's see. Actions. Attacks. Alright, hitting someone with that's a thrown object. Alright, hitting somebody with a thrown object just does your strength damage. But large enough objects could be counted as a blast. Okay. So you do 7 damage. He's got 5 health with 1 damage resistance. So that's enough to knock him out. The major success means it's a slam. So were you swinging? I'm going to assume you're a righty, so you'd be swinging like that. We should be knocking him from where you're standing. That'd be knocking him further into the cul-de-sac, not out of the cul-de-sac. This is at best just a vinyl siding house. So yeah, you knock him on a line like this. So he basically just clips the entire little front part of their garage. He goes in one wall and out the other. And then into the house next door. Where he finally stops.
Man, don't I? Yes, you did. But he kind of deserved it.
It was a slam attack. If you tried to pancake him, I was going to make it a killing attack.
Yeah.
And he would have gotten his strength roll to resist, dying. But since he's unconscious, he doesn't get his strength roll versus the slamming knockback portion. So yeah, you pick up the car, you slowly walk up to him. Everything that's about to happen, you deserve. Whack.
I'm gonna call that my turn.
Yeah. That would be pretty much, other than maybe some talking, that'd be about all you could do.
Yeah.
Top of the order is the Myrmidon, but you sacrificed that action to keep this guy alive. So launch.
Was those, they shot me the last round, right? So I still have power to blast?
Correct.
Okay. Whose day do I want to wreck? This one's.
Oh, there's one guy that still has a hostage.
Oh, okay, then this one.
Alright.
This one? That line, yes. Oh, I gotta spend a determination point. Well, no, because it's just that one guy.
Right. You're just making the one attack.
I mean, if you want to shoot the hostage.
I'm not lined up right, Zach. Oh, and I'm still gonna do my little framing pose because I liked it when I did it the first time.
It's like acquiring target.
Headshot.
Alright, was that 8 your attack roll?
Yes.
Alright. Then he is going to... And Anna, give yourself a determination point.
Okay.
As he is tapping the aspect, I got a hostage. Or I got a human shield. Which will give him a +2 on his coordination check. However, it does him no good as you arch your blast right over the shoulder of the hostage and into his face. And you've got 5 ranks. It does, however, loosen his grip on the hostage, and the hostage runs off. And, it doesn't knock him back, but you hit him in the face. He just kind of staggers. He clearly broke his nose. He's, got blood running down his face. Cracked his visor. And so he's not going to run towards the big spider thing. Oh no, actually he runs straight towards Recluse because he's a mutant himself.
First time I did this with the spirit gun type weird pose. I don't know which one I like better now. Maybe both.
You can have both. You can mix it up.
Yeah. I'll probably do that.
It is the trooper's turn. This guy, who's on his last leg, is going to book it. This guy here is also pretty badly injured and sees how this is going. Oh yeah, let me
I can't believe we mowed through all these people.
I know, right?
my little scribble here is where this fence is busted down so they can get through. This guy is completely uninjured and wants to stay that way. Trying to find a good escape route. This way gets him out of the line of fire the quickest, so he'll go that way. These guys down here make it off the map. And these guys up in this corner make it to the main street. Alright, are you going to pursue these guys that are running off?
I kind of want to.
Yeah, are any of them close enough for me to grab one of them?
I think really, I'm the only one that can really go after him because of my jump thing, right?
Well, I mean, Myrmidon has a hell of a barrel.
Oh yeah, I forgot he had that.
Yeah, he can actually move pretty quickly too.
Alright, how about you and Myrmidon go after the runners
Yeah,
while I
but
make
they're all
sure.
scattered around.
We need at least one.
I think we need to
Question.
get those people out of the truck.
Yeah, pretty much.
Even though it can't move.
Alright, what was that, Todd?
We need at least one to question.
Well, you've got some unconscious ones laying around that you could probably, splash some water on or something.
Yeah, but then they don't learn nothing. That one that's right there.
Which one where?
I don't know how to ping him. I don't know how to ping him. The one that's right.
Click on him and just hold the button down.
Ah. There.
I didn't see it.
Where I could get him. Straight line.
Oh, the one that just went through the fence.
Yep.
All he did was run, so he got to extended range. It would take your action to catch up with him.
So if I got up to him, I couldn't grab him.
Oh, wait. How much is your burrowing?
So that, like I have it memorized.
Well, you can pull up your sheet. Alright, it's a 5.
Burrowing is rank 5.
Yeah. At that, you're way faster than he is running. So yeah, you can catch up with him, no problem. So you're gonna pop up in front of him?
Yeah, that's funny. Yep.
Do you do the ground opening up and you slowly coming out, or do you just kind of pop up?
Yeah, I just pop up.
People think you just pop up whole out of the ground.
Yep.
He comes kind of skittering, to a halt. Oh, wait. It was Recluse's turn. Hang on. What are you doing, Recluse?
Thank you. Alright, let me see.
Yes, sir. It's gonna go over to the back of the truck and rap on the back, rap on the loading door and say, "I'm about to let everyone out. Please step back."
The back door is already open,
Oh.
All the people inside are shackled to the wall or the floor.
Oh shit! All right, yeah, I'm just gonna walk in and okay, are they just regular shackles, or do they look like some sort of technological restraint device? Like,
Looks like regular handcuff kind of stuff.
okay,
You
yeah,
know.
I'm just gonna break them off.
So yeah, you just go through there and start snapping the handcuffs. Not a problem. There are some heavier shackles in there, but they aren't using them on any of these people. So presumably they were ready for some people with super strength, but didn't run into any.
I'm gonna take the unused shackles and carry them out of the truck.
Okay.
Gonna use them to restrain the knocked out guys.
Alrighty. Alright, now it's time to order. Todd, you pop him in front of the guy. What hard do you visit on him?
What'd you say?
I said, what hard do you visit on him?
on him? Grab him by the cuff of the neck, walk him back.
Give me a, let's see, what is grab? Action. Alright, blocking, attacking, defending, escaping. Okay, grab is taking a... Alright, this would count as wrestling then. Alright, so it's your prowess versus his prowess or coordination, whichever is better.
Okay.
Yeesh. Alright, his martial arts training would go into this, though. Oh, I'm sorry, hit the wrong something. Ignore that one. Alright.
Only beat him by 7.
You beat him by 7. That's a major success. Puts the target into a complete hold. The target is fully restrained and can take no physical action except to escape from the hold. In your panel, you can inflict strength damage on the character in a complete hold as a reaction with no standard test. Basically, that means next turn, if he has not escaped, yeah, you could hurt him if you needed to.
Okay. I'll start walking him back. Yeah.
Which would technically be a opposed strength checks, but we ain't gonna bother rolling that because, you know, reasons. Alright, so you got this guy here, and he's injured. He's pretty banged up, but... Alright,
Speak of your purpose worm.
Oh, I'm sorry, say that again.
I said, speak of your purpose worm.
We defend humanity against freaks like you.
Why are you here?
Just a second. Launch, are you going to go after anybody, or are you hanging around here too?
Can I think I'm gonna pop behind here. Actually, I'm gonna do my jump up and launch myself out of attack thing I like to do. I think I use a determination point for that.
We had been doing that, but I noticed in the actions there is something called rushing. You can rush or charge at an opponent using sheer momentum to bear down on them. To rush an opponent, you must be at close or greater range, or close or greater distance, as in you can't be right up at them and then run at them. Must be able to use your move to reach personal distance. A rushing attack does damage equal to the higher of your strength +1 or your movement level +1. Roll a prowess check against the target's coordination or prowess. On a failure, you rush past the target. On a marginal success, it's a glancing blow. The tricky is doing it this way. There are things that could potentially, you know, if you get a slam attack on them where they go flying, if they make their roll, you take half the damage and they don't go flying. You know, if they stand there and take it. But that would not require determination points to do. unless you wanted to hit them both at once.
Sure.
Okay.
Both at once. You said prowess?
Yes, it is prowess.
Okay.
Nice.
I seriously doubt Launch actually has that trademarked. Alright, so that'd be their prowess.
They're having a shitty day.
Ed 2, roll 20. Ed 2. Alright, so 6. That one missed by 4. And the other one missed by 6. Okay. Alright, so this guy ain't making no checks for nothing because he only had one hit left, so he is out. He goes flying back into the street without a check. This guy, let's see, what is your strength? Is a 6, which would be a plus. No, it said you did your leaping or your strength plus 1. Your strength is higher, so that's a 6 plus 1 would be 7, which is enough to take him out with one lick. So this one also does not get to make his check to resist the slam. And goes flying. Now, how are you describing this? Did you land in front of them and then charge through them, or did you just come down on top of them and do it like a shock wave as you hit? Okay. So you basically land between them, superheroes landing, and the shock wave knocks them back. All right. So he goes flying through the fence. So we have another scribbled up fence here that you can walk through. Alright, so both of them are out.
We do know which houses specifically were the ones that were targeted, right?
Correct.
Should we go through and check and make sure everybody's out of them?
Yeah, you have to do that. We can probably drop out of initiative order now because it's not going to unless y'all are actively hunting down these last couple of stragglers running away. You know, the fighting is over.
Honestly, the last thing I want is a protracted firefight through a freaking suburb.
Yeah. So you take a few minutes, you start checking the houses. The people you let out start telling you, which houses are theirs. Most of the ones that were out here on the street during the fight look pretty human. A good number of them that were in the trailer have obvious physical mutations. In the assorted, talking and confusion, and the civilians want to know kind of what's going on. You figure out there's a few normal humans mixed into this. People that lived in some of the houses on this street that weren't safe houses. The Mott guys were apparently just rounding up everybody. They didn't know exactly which houses were which. Starting with the obvious mutants. Those were the ones they grabbed and loaded up first. And then they just kind of started loading up everybody else. And, to be tested. If they turn out to be normal humans, they'd be let go. They're not monsters. Hang on just 1 second. I need to jump over. No, wait, I deleted that map. Never mind. Can any of you remember the contact that brought y'all to Foresight? when y'all met him?
He was this lizard guy.
Did I name him something like Larry the Lizard, or?
Yeah, it was Larry.
Okay. As you're talking, a van pulls up. You know, it stops before, you know, the U-Haul type truck is still blocking the road, but a big, like, family van, or a panel van pulls up. You see Larry get out. He's like, hey guys, that's some good work y'all did. Is anybody injured?
Honestly, are any of the civilians, they look any beat up or anything like that?
A couple of them may have bruises or whatnot, but no broken bones, no bullet wounds.
I think the only one that actually got injured was Launch. That was like a scratch.
Ah, good. Well, the police. Somebody has finally called the police. They're on the way. Y'all don't hear the sirens yet. He's like, we need to load the obvious mutants up and get them out of here. You know, the host families, which were mostly made up of, you know, the non-obvious mutants, the ones that they've got powers but can pass for normal. You know, the ones that the houses are, you know, under their names and all that. They will stay and play the innocent victims. But they're going to get all the obviously mutated people kind of out of sight before the cops show up. And clearly these safe houses are compromised, so they can't be used as safe houses anymore.
Yeah.
He's like, these SOBs are really doing a number on our real estate. And we can't figure out how they keep finding us.
Well, we got a whole bunch of people we can ask about it now.
Yeah, until the cops show up and take them off.
Let's take one of them with us. Strip them of their armor, their weapons, and just pull them overnight.
You know, let's just kidnap somebody.
Well, they were about to kidnap a whole bunch of people. Not that it makes it any better, but you know.
Yeah, you know. That makes it all legal, like. Eye for an eye, kidnapping for a kidnapping.
We're already treading on some pretty dubious legal ground.
Yeah, I mean, we just assaulted a whole bunch of people.
Well, they were kidnapping people with guns. The law was coming down on your side as far as that goes. So anyway, Larry starts loading everybody up. Several of the people come by and thank you, shake hand, you know. They thank you personally. One younger kid, you know, as his mom is trying to get him into the van, is running around trying to get selfies with all of you.
Recluse gleefully poses with the kid.
Something outdated like dad or something.
Yeah. Yeah, this kid gets right up on you, snaps the picture. He's got some obvious mutation himself, so he doesn't even bat an eye at what you look like. Let's see. These civilians. Well, that guy was a mutant. That guy's one of the mutant safe house owners, so he stays. This was one of the just random folks that's not involved. She kept running until she runs into some cops. I'm going to assume that y'all gather up the unconscious people, since Recluse had talked about shackling them, dumping their armor and whatnot. Way down here, I forget about this guy. So the police show up. They start taking your report. They ask you what happened. Larry has cleared out by this point. It's Manford PD, so you know their kind of default starting attitude towards y'all is friendly. Where the last session down at that lab in Rhodes Ferry, the town to the south of you of Manford, the police were a little more hostile there. You know, clearly they were less fond of the costume set. Before they get there, do you do any questioning of your prisoner, and do you hide him from the police to have access to him later? Do y'all actually do that?
What do you think, Launch? Manford? Or,
Myrmidon?
Myrmidon?
Well, the thing is, if we keep him, we don't have anywhere to put him, do we?
No, because y'all haven't found a base yet.
No way to keep him from running his mouth saying we, kidnapped him.
There I was, innocently kidnapping people, and they just took me against my will.
You're damn right.
Sounds like the consensus is no. Y'all have a few minutes before the police show up to question him yourselves if you want to, though.
Yeah, let's just try and shake whatever we can out of him. Alright, I guess, what would I roll for interrogation?
Social interaction type stuff is usually willpower. It kind of covers as your charisma too. All right, so is that for you, Zach?
That's Zach.
Yes, sir.
All right, so he will resist with his willpower. Zach, give yourself a determination point as he is going to tap his quality loyal to give himself a +2. So that is 6 plus 2. All right, he don't crack.
Well, I still got him hoisted upside down by my webbing and lamppost, so...
Screw off, monster!
So what are we asking him?
No, he didn't crack.
This would be a good time to do what is called a pyramid test, if y'all want to try that out.
Sure, absolutely.
Read about it, didn't see how it worked.
Yeah.
It was complicated.
All right, I'm just going to read the page, because I meant to do one of these earlier in the first session, and y'all disabled the guy before he could set a building on fire, so, And then y'all were going to, the idea was y'all end up doing a pyramid test to put the building out and save the civilians. What it is, generally you use a pyramid test for complex actions like there's an apartment building on fire. Some of you are putting out fire, some of you are concentrating on getting the civilians out. Rather than doing a round by round breakdown of these, you generally describe what you're doing to help the situation, and you make rolls, and it stacks up to the success that you need. Sometimes there may be a time limit where you only have so many rounds. Sometimes your failures may take away from your successes. But we're going to do a fairly simple one. When heroes are confronted with a complex task, even with degrees of success or failure, the GM can set up a pyramid test. With a pyramid test, a single test can succeed, but multiple smaller successes also accumulate to accomplish the task. This allows for teamwork and the combination of different abilities and approaches to achieve success. Essentially, the test requires a single massive success. However, lesser outcomes can add up to build a pyramid of successes, with 2 outcomes of the same degree adding to 1 outcome of the next higher degree. 2 major outcomes add up to a massive success, while 2 moderate outcomes add up to a major success, and so forth. So what I'm going to suggest you do is all basically team up to intimidate this guy.
Okay.
Works for me.
So, in general terms, how are you going to go about trying to intimidate this guy?
Well, Recluse has him strung up by his feet, dangling from a lamppost.
Okay.
And it's just standing there being his creepy self. Launch, what about you?
Launch isn't very visually intimidating, though. I mean, they did just watch me get shot and have no effect, really, except for that one time, but You got any ideas?
Maybe a few threats?
Have you taken this guy's armor off?
I'm gonna say yeah. We stripped all of their arms and armor.
Okay. So he's sitting there without his helmet on. His face is exposed. Launch likes to use the internet.
Oh.
Work with me
You
here.
know, probably wouldn't be too hard to find out who this guy is if you've got a photo of him.
Put him up on Facebook. Publicly shame him.
Question though, what they're doing is illegal. It's not illegal to be a mutant, right?
Correct. What it is the police turn a blind eye.
All those freaking buddies. I don't post that crap on YouTube, Facebook, and every other social media site that I don't know about.
So for purposes of the test, you are threatening to put his face up publicly. Everywhere.
Yes.
Alright. Myrmidon, what are you doing to intimidate this guy?
I have no earthly idea.
Come on, you're big and mean looking.
Hell, I intimidate somebody to grab them by the ankle and slam them in the ground a whole lot.
Alright. We'll say you go with general physical intimidation then. In this case, everybody will still essentially be rolling their willpower. Though in pyramid tests, you would often be using different abilities.
What would I be rolling? Willpower.
So let's see. Alright, so he will make his will save. Everybody involved, go ahead and get another determination point, as he is going to tap his loyal again. Alright.
Would
So
I
with-
be able to use my ETAI quality to give myself a boost?
Alright, so he got an 8 plus the 2, so 10 is the number you're trying to beat. You need a massive success against a 10. Let's see. If you wanted to, I would let you tap your distracted by the internet.
That wouldn't help.
Well,
I mean, you.
the trick is qualities are supposed to be something that can be positive and negative. So I'd let you tap the distracted by the internet. Since you're using threats about the, putting him up on the internet, you're using the internet basically as your weapon to threaten him with.
Okay, I'll do that then.
Alright, burn a determination point. You'll get a plus 2 your roll.
Okay, well here's the vanilla willpower. Wait, why does it say plus 4? Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm looking at it.
And then it's plus 2 for my determination thing.
Correct.
So it's 12. Yes. Nice.
Alrighty. So that is a moderate success. Zach,
Here we go.
if you wanted to tap something, which you don't have to.
Yeah, I think I will go and burn that determination point and for misunderstood monster.
That was the one I was going to suggest. Though I could see Blessed by the Crawling Gods working too, but kind of the same.
I'm not actually a horrible flesh-eating abomination, but by God, I look like one, and I'm going to use that to my advantage.
Yippers.
The rats know the truth.
That they're delicious with a little bit of salt and a twist of lemon.
You can afford lemon?
Alright, Todd, give me a willpower roll. Alright.
Yeah, give us 1 second here.
Okay, no problem. Test chart. All right. Alright. Alright, so you're rolling against a 10. Which really seems too high. Hang on a second, let me see. Oh yeah, he maxed out his roll. Because roll 20 hates me. Alright. So Launch got... Let's see... Outcomes. Came out to a 0, which is a marginal success. The effort barely succeeds and may fail. But that counts as a marginal. So if somebody else gets a marginal later, it does the whole add together.
It was a moderate. You said it was a 12?
Oh, that's right. I forgot you had the plus on that. I'm sorry. I was just looking at the 10 on the screen.
I figured out a way to add it.
That's right. That's
and
right.
I rolled left.
Because both of you had the... Yeah, both of you were tapping. So 11, 12... 11... Alright. So both of you got moderates. Back to the outcomes. Alright, so 2 moderates, so that makes one... That essentially makes 1 major. And you'll need 2 majors to equate to the massive. So you're halfway there. Todd's roll did not quite do it. But he didn't really have an aspect to tap for a bump. So give me another roll. Yes, yes.
Well, we all got to roll again.
Yes, yes. It's a multiple round thing. And I'm basically going to say that y'all have like 5 rounds where the cops show up.
I'm going to tap the same aspect again.
Okay. Man, Todd, the dice loved you during combat, but they ain't caring much for you now.
And I'm also gonna retap Misunderstood Monster.
Okay.
That'll only make it an 8 though, won't it?
Yeah, but still better than a 6.
Yeah. And technically, you should be saying you tap before you roll. But
sorry.
This is more about us figuring out how to do a pyramid test, so I'm not that concerned about it. Alright, so that's a moderate. 6, 7, 8. Oh, he should probably re-roll this round too. Hang on a second. A lot of times with pyramid tests, it'll be just a static number. Like if you like the burning building situation. Since he's a guy, he'll have to be making rolls like everybody else. Oh, jeez. Alright, so 4. You also have another termination point. Because he's still loyal. But that means right now only 6 is the number to beat, so. Alright, with him rolling so crappy this round, Anna would have gotten a massive success on her own. So, he breaks. Pretty thoroughly. What do y'all want to ask him?
How do they find out the location of these safe houses? And where exactly is their hideout?
They have a meeting facility, which in their organization they refer to as a temple. they're not really a religious cultish type organization per se, but they use some terminologies like that. And their temple can be, somebody's farm, somebody's warehouse, depending on the situation. In this case, it is a farm out in the county. They don't really have a safe house in town. It's like a 30-minute drive out to where they keep most of their stuff. But he gives you the address to that. You asked how they were finding out where these safe houses were. He tells you they've got a contact. Someone is anonymously giving them this information.
Do we have the contact information to the mutants that helped us in the sewer?
Forsyth, yes. You can call Forsyth. You can call Forsyth, you can call Larry.
I'm going to forward it to both of them.
Okay. Because Forsyth moves around a lot. Larry is kind of your conductor for Manford. He generally stays in and around Manford.
The group that came and obliterated
The Mutant Liberation Front? Yes.
Oh! I think it was the Mutant Defense Militia, I think was.
Yeah.
Because I don't want Marvel suing me.
That's who I want to give their address to.
I'm a hero and I can't really kill these guys. You guys can go kill these guys.
Basically, you following my train of thought.
They did give you contact information because they were trying to recruit you. So yeah, you can absolutely give them that information.
I'm going to absolutely give them that information.
I don't think they gave you phone numbers. I think they gave you like a deep web email address or something like that. Something a little more secure and sketchy. Because while you guys are technically viewed as vigilantes, they are actually viewed as terrorists. By the government. Individual people have different opinions on them.
Your terrorists are our freedom fighters. That'll.
Basically, if you're a mutant and they've come in and saved your ass, you look at them a lot better than, the government guys that may have slapped around busting somebody out. Anyway, he tells you they're contacted by email. The anonymous benefactor has not identified himself. He's merely stated that he is very sympathetic to their aims and their goals and the defense of humanity against these genetic monsters that have been spawning in modern times. But that he is in a position that politically he can't come out heavily in favor of their organization, but he's doing what he can, from the shadows. So basically they're getting anonymous emails. But, the couple of times they, checked out his information, he's always been right. The police show up. They start questioning you. Like I said, all the freaky looking folks are gone. You've got common people. They tell you the two guys that ran off and got to the street, kind of to the northwest of y'all. Yeah, they picked them up because they were running down the street with assault rifle strapped to them. And they did not have any identification or licenses for their weapons. And Manfred is not in an open carry state, so how long those guys will be in jail is up in the air, but they got arrested. They slowly managed to track down some of the civilians that ran away. Luckily, the people not involved that just happened to live in the neighborhood that They ran off. They did not see. They were the last ones rounded up. They did not see the obvious mutants in the truck. So all they could really go is these armed guys showed up and started pulling us all out of our houses. And the heroes showed up and started beating them up, and then, I got some hat. News crews show up again. They ask what's going on. They get photos of all the guys you've caught, their gear. It's obvious what organization they belong to. It's going to be some really bad press for Mott. Once again, they're asking you if you've come up with a name yet.
Recluse pulled Myrmidon and launch close. Alright, this is my last pitch before I'm gonna leave everyone else, so swing in the wind. Manford Adventurers League. Myrmidon, come on.
I ain't feeling it. Anyway, that before this is as long as I got this room for, so I'm gonna have to go.
All right, you got to bug out.
Yep.
All right, Todd. Well, thank you for showing up.
No problem.
And we're about to wrap
Guys, later.
anyway, but
Yeah. Take care, Todd. It's fun.
See ya.
all right. He's been joining us from a room in the library, so he only had it reserved till 4. But anyway, the news guys they start broadcasting, and since you haven't given them a name yet, they talk about, these people, they were being kidnapped by this group, and, 3 of the Manford 4 showed up and rescued them.
What? The Manford 4. That'll work.
Uh,
I like it.
some of them openly make a joke about the fact that your team still hasn't named itself. It's good natured, and they're not coming down on you about it. Everybody's just kind of laughing about the fact that you keep getting drug out into these things before y'all are really ready to go public, because that's the story y'all have given. Is y'all were planning to go public, in like an interview or something, and you just keep getting drugged into these situations. But so it takes an hour or so doing the wrap up. You do a couple of interviews, just short little things. You eventually bug out. You get a text back from Larry and Forsyth. They're both thanking you for for your help. Now that they know for sure that there's that somebody is getting inside information and passing it on to these people, they'll start investigating that. Over the course of the next day, you get an email back from the Mutant Defense Militia. They seem to be really jazzed about the information you gave them. They tell you they always love to find where one of these guys' temples are. Do you want in on hitting them?
Recluse is going to give a big old yes to that.
That was fun.
Also, a request to the GM.
Mm-hmm.
Those 2 grenade launchers I picked off them. Is there any chance of Recluse maybe keeping those around?
You had several minutes before the police show up. I mean, like 15 or 20 before the police got there. You'd have had plenty of time to hide those. I don't know where you would. You could put it over in a tree or just any old thing and come back for them later, I guess.
Basically, just hit him. Basically, did a Peter Parker, and instead of clothes, it was grenade launchers.
Sounds fair.
Backpack.
Now, you're going to have a limited number of grenades with them. But you got 4 or 5 shots for each one, so.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and post the video of all them sitting maskless on the ground and post it on the assorted social media sites. Just because.
As soon as you guys come up with a name, I can just see Launch creating a Facebook group for you. You would not be the only superhero team in this world that has done that. Social media is a big thing. Keeping the public's perception of you positive is also very important, given the nature of what you do.
Mind you, like 10 of those things are just like this for like multiple fucking web pages dedicated to one guy. God bless Mr. Gold.
Alrighty, well this is going to be the wrap up then. You will get another advancement, or achievement, whatever it's called, which I think has got y'all up to 3 total.
Mm-hmm.
And I've not been keeping up with who has spent which ones, but
I burnt both the ones I got before.
okay.
Picked up athletics and an art skill.
I don't think I did anything with mine yet. Nope. I'm thinking about boosting my rank for absorption.
How many advancements do you need to do that? Yeah. For it to become a major advancement or whatever it is you need to
Let's see
increase
here.
the rank.
Check that right quick.
So would I boost this or that?
Achievements, 184.
Powers would have.
Alright, to raise an ability by 1 level to a maximum of 10 requires a moderate change. Let's see. Four minor changes add up to a moderate. So basically, you'd need 4 minors. So basically, the next time you get a minor achievement, you could pull those all together and bump your absorption up by 1.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, I've got to.
What would it take to add a like, what was it, kinetic and energy?
Add an extra.
To add an extra to it.
Alright, let's see. Alright, add a permanent extra to a power, reducing determination level by 1, or adding a limit to a power to compensate. You can do it with a minor change, with 1 minor change, but your your starting determination points go down by 1.
Ah, okay.
Now, once you build up to a major change, which takes does it take 4 moderates or 2 moderates? See, 4 minors make a moderate. Yeah, 2 moderates make a major. So if you saved up 2 moderate changes, then you could bump your determination up by 1. And then your next minor, you could drop it back down again, but take the extra you want. It's not quite D&D where a lot of stuff goes up all at once. It's kind of a slow build. Because it's trying to emulate the comics where, a hero may go years without any major changes.
Yeah.
And then when something, when they get a big power bump, it's all in ones. I probably need to
Okay.
type. Oh, no problem. So, if you decide to make any adjustments, just let me know in an email or something, or when we meet next time.
All right.
Yep, I had fun. I hope y'all enjoyed it.
Oh yeah.
Technical
Technical
issues aside, the session still went pretty well, I thought. I even remembered to give out determination points finally. In game. Mostly because my guys suck so bad they had to use some. But, alright. I'm out of here. I will see y'all in 2 weeks.
All right. You have a
And
good one.
hopefully Sean will be here then. I need to send him an email, see what he's up.